My name is Nkoli Omoldo, your environment diva. As usual, I'll be your guide throughout the program. But first, I'll be taking you around the world for environment and public health issues that made the rounds in the last 1 week. And I will be right back. As the sun rises daily, our environment changes. Shall we say human and the world, of what is happening in our society, how we can improve our environment culture. I speak to newsmakers, environmentalists, activists, and game changers. The bold moves, big issues, solution topics is all right here. Make Environment Today on AIT your weekly watch.
Illegal bushmeat is not cool, but it's on sale in our cities, risking extinction and our health. And many of our iconic wild animals are threatened. So please be cool and say no to illegal bushmeat. And let's make Nigeria better for wildlife and safer for us all. Keep them wild, keep us safe.
As Spain triggers emergency alert for its third major heat wave this summer, firefighters attempt to halt a devastating wildfire located at just 100 kilometers north of the capital, Madrid, which has already burned more than 12,000 hectares. The fire broke out in a forest-covered mountainous region that is home to endangered species, including eagles, wolves, and butterflies. It comes hot on the heels of a blaze that started on Wednesday near Zaragoza in the northeast, has burned nearly 16,000 hectares and is far from under control, according to the latest update provided on Saturday evening by the regional government of Aragon. No casualties have been reported. Earlier this month, Spain witnessed one of the deadliest wildfires in its recent history when a blaze in the southern province of Almeria killed 13 people and destroyed 7,000 hectares. Spain is on the front line of climate change and has experienced increasingly long and frequent heat waves in the recent years, with temperatures well above 40 degrees Celsius, creating conditions conducive to devastating fires. Scientists say human-driven climate change is increasing the length, intensity, and frequency of heat waves, which dry out vegetation and contribute to the likelihood of wildfires.
The Nigerian Upstream Petroleum Regulatory Commission has urged newly licensed oil companies to move quickly to develop their assets and meet their obligations to host communities or risk losing their licenses. The Commission Chief Executive Orishe Meyuwa Eyeson gave the charge in Abuja during the presentation of petroleum prospecting licenses to winners of the 2022-2023 mini bid round and the 2024 licensing round. She said operators must comply with the Petroleum Industry Act by engaging host communities responsibly while fast-tracking investment and exploration activities.
The instruments being executed today, therefore, represents a balanced contractual framework that provides clarity of rights, certainty of obligations, and a sound basis for collaboration between the Commission and the licensees. The concession contract captures the commercial commitments to be undertaken by each licensee, while the general license conditions prescribe the regulatory obligations that will govern the administration of the licenses through their tenures. Together, these instruments establish a clear framework for responsible petroleum prospecting operations, regulatory compliance, environmental stewardship, post-community engagement, and the efficient management of Nigeria's petroleum resources.
According to the NUPRC, the new license holders are expected to attract fresh investments, boost exploration, and support Nigeria's energy security and economic growth. Eyeso said the initiative aligns with the federal government's target of increasing crude oil production to 2 million barrels per day by 2027 and 3 million barrels per day by 2030. She also reminded the companies that the Petroleum Industry Act's drill or drop provision requires license holders to develop their assets within the stipulated time frame or forfeit them.
As licensees, you are expected to execute your approved work program diligently. Honor your financial commitments. Comply fully with the provisions of the PRA, the applicable regulations, and these contractual documents that you sign. The Commission equally expects the highest standards of health, safety, environmental protection, and responsible engagement with the host community.
Among the companies presented with licenses were Biswell Oil and Gas Limited, First EMP Development Company, Penaut Oil and Gas Limited, R28 Holdings Limited, and Hakilat Oil and Gas Consortium. Nkoli Omoudu, AIT News, Abuja. Statistics released by the Nigerian Upstream Petroleum Regulatory Commission (NUPRC) shows that Nigeria has maintained an upward trajectory that has seen production grow from 1.483 million barrels per day in February to 1.735 million barrels per day in June 2026, highlighting Nigeria's capacity to approach the 2 million barrels per day milestone if current momentum is sustained. Of the total output, 1.56 million barrels per day came from crude oil, while condensate accounted for about 180,000 barrels daily. The performance means Nigeria achieved 104% of its 1.5 million barrels per day OPEC production quota, with June's crude oil output marking the country's highest level since April 2020. Industry data attributes the improved performance to stable operations across production assets, the absence of major pipeline disruptions, and efficient management of routine maintenance activities. Although a few facilities experienced brief operational shutdowns, their impact on national output remained minimal, allowing operators to maintain strong production uptime and efficient crude evacuation. Among the country's producing terminals, Bonny and Forcados led output with significant increases over May figures, while Escravos and Bonga also recorded modest gains. Analysts say the sustained growth underscores the industry's commitment to improving operational efficiency, protecting critical infrastructure, and strengthening Nigeria's position as Africa's leading oil producer. The Roundtable on Building Solidarity for Climate Justice in West Africa, held in Abuja, challenged dominant global climate narratives, with participants insisting that climate justice must go beyond cutting emissions to address inequality, historical responsibility, and the lived experiences of vulnerable communities across West Africa.
We cannot bear the brunt of forests of climate change that we did not create. And that's another commonality. In terms of data, if you study data very carefully across the world, West Africa contributed the least to the carbon emissions that created the global climate crisis. But our forests will contribute the most to fixing the problem of climate change without adequate consultation or even the free, prior, and informed consent of our people. And that is a question of justice. And that's why we call this convening the West Africa Climate Justice Movement. So if all the dangers and the threats we face are common, why shouldn't the solutions be common?
Even the agricultural system is also being polarized because they are coming in with seeds. Our government are spending a lot of money on fertilizers to give to farmers. And if you ask agriculture, there's so much they're spending. But where is the food? Where is the rice? It's not there. And so what we are trying to do is making sure that we concentrate on our local seeds to multiply it and conscientize the community that we need to go back. We need to go back to where we are coming from.
Keynote speaker Professor Yuba Sukona described the climate crisis as the result of decades of choices that prioritize fossil fuel profits over human well-being. He said communities that contributed the least to global emissions continue to suffer the greatest consequences, while those most responsible remain the biggest beneficiaries.
We think that a large part of the problem people are facing is related to the climate. This is yes and no, because climate hurts those who are in fragile situation, those who already are vulnerable for any social issues, any technical issue, any environmental issues. And climate reveals us we need to take care of certain things, and we need to think differently on development issues, on development perspective. But that has to be done with people who are suffering, those people who are hurted, rather than thinking we know better what is good for them.
Founder of Health of Mother Earth Foundation, Nemo Bassi, urged African countries to strengthen regional solidarity and resist what he called false climate solutions that could deepen environmental and social injustice.
The impacts of global warming and the things that generate the crisis, which is basically the extraction that is going on, extraction of gas, extraction of oil, extraction of what is now called critical minerals. Those are all factors that are creating a problem for us. And unless we take control of our destiny, so to speak, it's difficult to achieve climate justice. And this is why this is the essence of this gathering, to build solidarity, to connect the struggles in the region, and to share experiences and knowledge, and to insist also, first to ourselves and then in policy circles, that the solutions are very much available to us to stop the expansion of the crisis. If we go back to our indigenous knowledge and available technologies.
For many at the gathering, a green transition built on the same extractive practices of the past cannot deliver genuine climate justice.
For most of our history, humans lived in harmony with nature.
But we have shared in the balance, exploiting our planet for product and wealth.
Creating a climate catastrophe, driving species to extinction, and polluting our land, sea, and air.
The sight is clear. Time is running out.
We must go from harming our planet to healing it. We must protect what we have and bring back what we have lost to have a more sustainable future where everyone
can survive. Because there is only one Earth, and so we must protect it.
There's a massive desertification that's just coming in.
If you keep eating pangolin, you will not even see pangolin. And that means at the end of the day, we'll end up telling our children. We see open storybooks.
Join Nkoli Modu every Wednesday, 5:30 p.m. on Environment Reports.
After months of registration, pre-qualification and technical assessments, 143 companies are competing for 50 oil and gas blocks across the Niger Delta, Benin, Anambra, Chad, and Benue basins. The Nigerian Upstream Petroleum Regulatory Commission says the exercise is being conducted under the Petroleum Industry Act with transparency, fairness, and technical competence guiding the process. The Commission Chief Executive Orishemeyiwa Oyesan says the assets on offer could add about 500 million barrels to Nigeria's crude oil reserves and increase daily production by at least 300,000 barrels within the next 3 years if developed on schedule. She warned successful bidders against treating oil blocks as mere investments on paper, stressing that undeveloped assets could be withdrawn.
The licensing round represents a vital step for Nigeria in achieving its goals of reaching 3 million barrels by 2030. It is essential to highlight that the government will support new production from both small and large fields, aiming to broaden the range of participation and promote collaboration throughout the industry. Additionally, the Commission prioritizes not only growth, but also the production of efficient barrels. I repeat, efficient barrels, those that deliver value to all stakeholders, including the government. These projections represent more than additional barrels. They represent increased government revenue, improved foreign exchange earnings, greater utilization of infrastructure, opportunities for indigenous service companies. You can imagine additional 37 assets in production in the next 3 years. I'm sure it's better imagined.
Delivering the keynote addresses, the Ministers of State for Petroleum Resources, Senator Heineken Lukobiri and Right Honorable Ekberigbe Ekpo, reaffirmed government's commitment to a transparent licensing process, saying Nigeria remains an attractive destination for energy investment.
Nigeria, as of today, is one of the most attractive investment destinations in the world, given what has happened in the Gulf region between Iran and the US. And so these assets are among the most valuable assets that you can think of anywhere in the world because of Nigeria's strategic location, in the Gulf of Guinea.
The Petroleum Industry Act, together with the administration's ongoing policy and fiscal reforms, has significantly enhanced investor confidence by promoting regulatory certainty, transparency, and ease of doing business. As we witness today's proceeding, let us reaffirm our shared commitment to a licensing process that inspires confidence, attracts quality investors, and contributes meaningfully to Nigeria's economic growth and energy security.
Industry players say the commercial bid process has strengthened investor confidence, with winners assessed not only on the signature bonuses they offered, but also on their technical work programs and ability to deliver production.
It's a great thing for Nigeria and a great thing for the industry because then people can trust the integrity of the processes. We know that it's going to be a highly contested block because we're an oil and gas company and we did screen a lot of blocks and decided that we're going to do a full study on this one. So we know what is there and we were prepared. Last night we were discussing the tie break situation and what we needed to do to win. So we already decided before coming here that we're going to blow out the bid if we get a tie. And that's exactly what we did.
As you know, we have to scale through the commercial process as well. We have won the technical bid, the brief qualification, and we are hoping to win the block that we've bidded for. Impact-wise, Nigeria-wise, we hope to very quickly, in the first 90 days, start to get our seismic, drill, and produce. Well, develop, produce, and go to market. And we're looking to be one of the biggest production companies in Nigeria. But we're very hopeful, and I think the outlook is positive.
For communities where these resources are located, the real expectation is that exploration will lead to jobs, infrastructure, and broader economic opportunities. This commercial bid conference marks one of the final milestones in Nigeria's 2025 oil and gas licensing round. But beyond competing for exploration blocks, the real expectation is that successful investors would move quickly from competing bids to developing these assets, creating jobs, improving production, and ultimately creating economic value for host communities and the nation.
We believe in peaceful coexistence with each other and with our environment.
We believe that it is wrong to destroy our biodiversity, which is God's gift to us.
We all depend on the beautiful animals and plants that keep our planet alive. And it is morally wrong to drive our wildlife to extinction or destroy protected forest.
So please help protect our health and our environment.
Report wildlife crime
and say no to illegal bushmeat. Keep them wide
and keep us safe.
And keep us safe.
Hello, we're welcoming you to our social media platform for more information about our program, Environment Today. On Facebook, you can reach us on Environment Today. On YouTube, subscribe, like, and share every of our episodes on Environment Today. Instagram, it is Environment Today. On Twitter, /Environment Today. And on WhatsApp, you can reach us on +234 8033 356 388. Catch up and do interact with us, and don't miss any of our environmental issues. Like, subscribe, and share. Thank you.
And up next is our feedback segment. This is where we get to hear your views and your comments regarding the program. Do not forget to hook up with us on all our social media platforms displaying on your screen. It's always a pleasure to hear from you. After that, we'll bring your environment quotes for this week. Oh, wow, how time flies. But this is where we'll be wrapping up Environment Today for this week. We appreciate your time with us. Thank you so much for allowing us space into your living room yet again. Environment Today returns same time next week on the same station. Until then, please remember that environment is life. So do your bit. We'll do ours from this end so we can all preserve it. From everyone on the Environment Today crew, we wish you the very best. My name is Nkoli Omodu. Bye for now.